Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you all had a good holiday season. I know it's been a little bit since I posted my last video, but I wanted to do a little painting video on the side because hopefully you were all using your time over the holiday off wisely and painting your miniatures, so you don't have that army of bare plastic, the bane of all of our existence. I've been painting non-stop the past month, and I wanted to fill the dead air between videos, so I'm getting ready for this next one. So I filmed a little painting video showing how I do my Republic vehicles. And this can apply to any vehicle. I was just working on lats on this one. So with all that said, I hope you enjoy a little something different, and let's get into the video. Alright, first things first, I always undercoat all of my Republic vehicles with Tamiya Fine light gray primer. It's perfect undertone, and you're going to use that as a basis for pretty much half of the painting on your vehicle. And then for the basing, for any basing I do, I use this Ammo by MIG acrylic mud. First actual painting step you're going to do, you're going to make a 50-50 mix of Lamian medium and Nuln oil, and then just apply that to the entirety of the gray surface. Anything that's going to be gray, just plow that thing with a bunch of wash. Next step, you're going to take some dry Longbeard gray. And I used a big 1-inch crappy brush from Home Depot to get that nice heavy dry brush look, armor stippling kind of, make it look like it's not factory new. And I just hit the entire model with this. Think of it as a highlight, but this is half your paint work, in a primer, a wash, and a dry brush. So it's a pretty quick way to get models tabletop ready. Next, you're going to take some Vallejo Premium Black. This is what I use. Use whatever black you like, but this is the black that I've found has been the best that I've ever used. It's very thin because it's an airbrush paint, but it still works perfectly for brush painting. And I take this and go over all of the areas I plan to paint metallic in the next step, because metallic sets easier or shows up easier in one coat over black opposed to gray or white. Also, if you're painting lats, don't do what I did. Those TIE Fighter wing sections, leave those off and spray them black, because those were a pain to paint. Paint those separately. And we're going to take our Vallejo Oily Steel. This paint's awesome for getting that it's very common in Star Wars. You don't see a lot of bright metallics besides like lightsabers and stuff. But, these dark areas aren't like black either, so this kind of is a good medium between the two. I feel like it makes it. I use it on blasters, I use it on any metallic structure for Star Wars Legion, and I think it gets the look across pretty well without leaving it just a bland black, or maybe with a gray dry brush or something. Just my personal preference, but it's a pretty nice paint. Secret Weapon Miniature Rubber Highlight, and I use this just to took 2 coats to go around all the detailing around the TIE Fighter fins and wings, or whatever you want to call them, and it just matched the color pretty nicely, so I used it. I did wash it with that 50-50 Lamian and Nuln wash that we made earlier after, just to kind of tie it together with the rest of the tone of the vehicle. Then this is optional if you decide to paint your mirror other than just leaving it clear and painting inside. I just use some gunmetal to get a base color down before I use the next step, which will be contrast Blood Angels Red. Just paint over that and you get a nice metallic red finish on your cockpit. I think after I varnished the model, I went back here and I hit all the red with a art coat, which is a very gloss varnish. I just brushed it on. After a little bit of cleanup on all the black and metallic areas, it looks pretty decent, I think. Vallejo Royal Blue. I always thin this down with a little bit of Vallejo Flow Improver for airbrushes. I just put a drop over my palette, over the blue I put down, and keeps it nice and thin, and kind of slows it from drying on your palette, since I don't have a wet palette. Just be really careful not to hit all of the gray areas that are pretty much done. And this is what I use for 501st markings. And then when that's all on, you're going to take your your Nuln Oil and Lamian wash and cover all the blue. Match the tone of the rest of the vehicle. And then you're going to take your Longbeard Gray and just do a nice little quick dry brush over all that blue. Again, to scuff it up a little bit, make it look like it's not a factory fresh, vehicle. This is just a very quick way to getting something table worthy, even a little higher, just real fast, without having to do crazy highlights or all sorts of stuff like that. This is what I use for my Geonosis color bases, Word Bearers Red. After I apply it, let it dry obviously, and then I wash it with Agrax Earthshade, and then I dry brush it with Jokero Orange. And when I varnish this with a semi-gloss, well, it's not a semi-gloss, it's Rust-Oleum matte, but it comes out semi-gloss. It looks really nice. So that's how I do all my bases. I'm painting all the little lenses and headlights and stuff with white, just to get a base color down before I apply the contrast Aethermatic blue. Take a little sponge and a little bit of Vallejo black, kind of dry brush it off, dab it off so it's not a ton on there, and get some nice little scorches and stuff. And then I follow up with some dark pigment from AK Interactive, just to get that Geonosian, rusty colored sand. Make it look like this has been flying around. I don't usually paint my stuff super clean. I feel like if you go the route of weathering, you can do a lot less and make it look like a lot more. So yeah, and then finally you gotta paint that base black. Don't paint your base any color but black. It looks the best. I think I spent about 3 nights painting, about 4 hours each night, and I got 3 whole lats done. So just following the same step. I just did each step on each one and moved to the next. So it's a pretty simple paint scheme. You can use it on any Republic vehicle. Heck, you could use it on Imperial vehicles too. Or just switch the colors up and you could use it for Rebellions. That's the method I found that I've had the most success with in, getting these vehicles done in a realistic time frame and not making them look too bland and dull. Yeah, just trying something new here. A nice little quick painting video. It wasn't super in-depth, and I just wanted to get something posted on the channel in between all the work I'm doing getting this next game ready. So I hope you liked it. Sorry, I'm going pretty off script with this one. Just didn't feel like I needed to be so rigid with my dialogue on this. So if you like this, I'll probably post some better ones in the future. Maybe a little more in depth, maybe some better camera angles. Who knows? But until then, I will see you guys, and I hope you have a good day.